It's show and tell. I like to collect interesting things, things that have fascinating stories behind them. So I have this little piece of nylon fabric. I think it's probably worth about a tenth of a cent in terms of the nylon content. But I paid $27 for it. Why? Because of its historic interest. First of all, I like nylon. I like the story of the invention of nylon by Wallace Carothers back in the 1930s. I like the story of the first use of nylon and bristles of toothbrushes and then nylon stockings, etc. But that's not what this is all about. This is a piece of fabric that was used in a very interesting mega art project. And when I purchased this, it came along with this little booklet, which has postcards. And all of these postcards depict interesting things that were done by Christo, the famous Bulgarian artist, who did things like wrapping the Reichstag in Berlin in fabric, wrapping a bridge in Paris in fabric, putting fabric around islands near Miami. He does these mega projects. I don't really understand why he does it, but I find them certainly interesting. In 2005, he built 7,500 gates in New York Central Park. They lined 23 miles of pathways in the park. And hanging from each one of these gates was a fabric made of nylon, colored with saffron, or at least saffron colored, so he said. It was actually made with a dye, not with real saffron. That would have been tremendously expensive. And the reason that this orangish color was chosen, because it was supposed to represent the park in full bloom. The whole display lasted only about 2 weeks. It was very controversial. David Letterman made a lot of fun of it. Bicyclists objected to it because they said they couldn't bicycle through the park properly, etc. But anyway, it was only there for 2 weeks. It attracted a large number of tourists, and it made for a very interesting story. The fabric was actually woven in Germany of polyamide fibers, that is of nylon. It cost millions of dollars to do this whole thing, and Christo paid for it all by himself. He and his wife paid for all of it through selling of drawings that he had made previously of what this thing would look like. So anyway, I thought it's very interesting. It's part of the whole story of polymers, which of course nylon is one of, and it's one of the interesting things that I have collected. So that's the reason I paid $27 for a piece of nylon fabric that is worth almost nothing. And that for today is our show and tell.